Hi, Mike Lampa from the Business Intelligence Practice. Want to spend a few moments with you to help come up with ideas around how to identify a customer's need for business analytics. Quick reminder, business analytics is using data from the raw material data from operational support systems that gets organized into a data warehouse to make it meaningful for business to ask questions about the performance of their organization with the intent of understanding what do I have to do to optimize my business process execution so I can maximize monetary value and mitigate corporate risk. Right? So we're going to look at what I'll call the integrated architecture framework. And how do I identify a customer's need for business intelligence? Today, many of our sales organization really knows how to sell technology into the technicians of the organization, the data center managers, infrastructure managers, and VPs. We also know how to sell application support services and application development to our application managers. What we're going to be talking about with business analytics is we need to get to the business community and understand the business architecture of the organization. And what I mean by that are, what are the goals and objectives of the organization? What are the key business processes that the organization needs to monitor and optimize the performance of? Remember the old business analytics thing, right? So what are those goals and objectives, and what are the processes that each have functional goals and objectives, right? For example, I have sales quotas that I have to meet. Those sales quotas roll up to a corporate objective, which is revenue goals for the year, and I have other functional goals around optimizing costs so that my profit is maximized because I have a corporate goal around ROI, etc. So we want to get to the business and understand what are those goals and objectives that you need to measure that you can't because you have no means to do analytics against your business. And also, what other issues are you fighting today? Do you have issues around poor reporting, or you're getting summoned by different auditing agencies or whatnot? So that's our business architecture, understanding the processes and those goals and objectives, which forms the needs. I need business analytics to answer questions about those goals and objectives. That brings us to the application architecture layer. And in the application architecture, all the operational support systems that we talked about before are in application architecture, as well as the new application technologies that we're going to bring in for data warehousing and business analytics. The reason you're going through all that is you're going to identify what applications do I need to get the raw materials from, what tools do they not have for business analytics, because we're going to have to help you understand and identify the right tools to meet your needs. And by understanding the application architecture, I can understand the technology footprint or the infrastructure needs, compute services, storage services, network fabric to connect all that together to make sure that this whole ecosystem of the operational support world through the data warehouse, the business analytics, comes together in an integrated fashion and all interconnects properly. Right? So as part of understanding that technology needs, sometimes I might have to look at the data center. Right? I might have to identify new conditioned power. I might need more air handling. I might need more space. I might need more racks. Right? So my facilities then enable my technology. The identified technology enables the software that we may have to acquire and connect to. And enabling those application tools, I build the solutions that then solves the needs of the business to answer those business analytics questions. Right? In addition to that, your organization or the customer that you're dealing with may not have ever done business analytics before, either in the business world or IT. So there's going to be a need for us to work with them to develop a knowledge repository that starts to identify things like standard operating procedures, intuitive helps and hints, to build out things like information governance in the business community, IT architecture governance for data warehousing, etc. And because we're going to change how the business interacts with their systems, we may need to do some training and or identify new skills that we may need to help the customer acquire. Right? So what are we selling here? We can sell consulting services. Right? I'm going to do some business consulting, help the organization understand how to best monitor the performance of their organization. I'm going to sell consulting to build those business analytics solutions, develop those applications. I may have to consult on how to update the infrastructure to make sure analytics happily coexists with the operational world. I may have to sell some consulting around developing this knowledge repository. I may even do types of consulting for training. I'm going to provide training services. I might even have to provide staff augmentation and or hiring services, recruiting services, right? That's a CR, right? Not only am I doing consulting, that's a big part of business and analytics. I'm going to be making recommendations and procuring software. Things like the BI tools, like the databases, like the data integration tools. Right? And of course, because those applications all have a technology footprint, I'm going to be looking at what additional hardware will the customer need to make sure we get the right level of performance and the right level of stability and reliability to make sure that those analytics run properly. So you can see when you're going in doing business intelligence or business analytics types of engagements, you're selling into the business community primarily, and it's not just hardware, it's not just software, but it's consulting, software, and hardware potential across each of these engagements, depending on what you find when you do the business analysis with the business community.